This episode is brought to you by Betterhelp. Sometimes in life, we're faced with tough choices and the path forward isn't always clear. I've definitely had this feeling, and I just wasn't sure what to do. I was dealing with decisions around my career, relationship, and everything else. Therapy helps you stay connected on what you really want while you navigate your life, so you can move forward with confidence and excitement. Trusting yourself to make decisions that align with your values is like anything. The more you practice it, the easier it gets. I've gotten onto Betterhelp, and I was able to find somebody that could work with me. It's helpful for learning positive coping skills, how to set boundaries, and it empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma, it's for everyone. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/thinkloud today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/thinkloud. The next best thing to jumping in a pool in your birthday suit midsummer is sitting on your Hello Tushy bidet. This butt blaster instantly cools and cleans your body's biggest heat zone without requiring you to hop in the shower. The climate between your cheeks is about to get capital M, muggy swamp ass, plus dry TP don't mix, resulting in shreds of toilet paper all up your business. Avoid that sticky switch by switching to Hello Tushy bidet. My husband and I just installed our Hello Tushy a few weeks ago, and we absolutely love it. Hello Tushy bidet cleans your bum 2 times better than wiping and prevents poo particles from spreading to your hands and everything you touch. Your Hello Tushy bidet washes your bum with fresh water for a way better clean than toilet paper. Simply spray and pat dry. Attaches to your existing toilet, no electrician or plumber is needed. Install is less than 8 minutes and cuts down your toilet paper use by 80%, saving more money and paper waste. Make the restroom your best room with the complete Tushy system, including the Tushy bidet attachment, ottoman, toilet brush, and Tushy stand and tissues. It attaches to your existing toilet, it requires no electricity or additional plumbing, and it cuts toilet paper by 80%. Hello Tushy bidet pays for itself within months. Every Hello Tushy bidet attachment comes with a 60-day risk guarantee and 12-month warranty. With over 100,000 5-star reviews, see why millions of people already love Hello Tushy. Go to hellotushy.com/TLC and use promo code TLC to get 10% off plus free shipping of your first bidet order. That's hellotushy.com/TLC for 10% off. Welcome back to Think Loud Crew, where it's 3 moms who keep it real with motherhood, life, and our WTF moments. And this week, we're back with a special guest, Kyle Floyd. Woo!
Okay, I like it.
Oh.
No.
What were you about to say?
Yeah, what were you about to say?
I was going to go Mr. Kyle Floyd to you.
Oh.
Wait, in my low voice.
Why? Is it because we're talking business today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard we're going to talk a little entrepreneurial.
Kyle
Kyle Lynn isn't here this week, so if you guys are asking, where's Kyle? She's not here this week. That's how I read some of your comments in my voice, but whatever. Kyle's out this week. My dad's in this week. So we've been getting asked this question, I feel like, since the very beginning of us starting this, right?
I feel like we always get this question.
We always get this question, and
Well,
I thought
it's always a good question.
It is a good question, and I just think that bringing you on, it shows like longevity as opposed to like we're fairly new at being entrepreneurs.
Yes.
You've been entrepreneur maybe triple the time that we've been, not to show your age.
And
but
in your journey, and
Yeah.
I think
you've done really well for yourself.
I've done all right.
You've done really
I
well
think
for
you've
yourself.
done very well for yourself.
So I want you to start from the beginning of your work history and how you built your work ethic and your just like your background, because I feel like you have to tell where you started,
Okay.
like back from like where Papa put it into you and Mimi and Ruby put it into you?
So go all the way back.
Well, like a little bit.
Okay.
And then touch on like how you were frying chicken at churches.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that. Yeah.
yeah.
I want to know it all because I feel like I'm still learning in my journey of being an entrepreneur. So
Okay, so I would say this. First, at some point I want to tell you the pros and cons of being an entrepreneur versus working for, let's say, corporate America.
Okay.
Because that's a good
Well,
story,
just give
too.
us a quick background.
But I'll give
on
you a quick background on me is, and we were talking about this earlier, I grew up in it was technically a single parent home because my mom and dad divorced when I was relatively young. So then my mom took me and my brother. She had 2 boys. My dad was always around. He's still around, you know.
Yeah.
So, but her being a single parent, and she was about 25, 26.
Oh,
With
wow.
With two boys.
You guys both.
That's so crazy
So
to
she's
think
going
about.
to school and working. Okay? And
how old were you boys?
well, I'm around. I think I was 3 when they divorced. So I'm putting myself around 5 years old.
Okay.
Okay, when she was 22 when she had me. So maybe time I'm 5, she's 27. Okay, she's got a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old at 27.
Sheesh.
Okay, so now let's fast forward to when I become a little bit more socially conscious. Let's make me like 12.
Okay.
Okay, when you start to notice what people are wearing and everybody's got this, that, and the other, and I'm like, Ma, I want to get some Adidas. Everybody's wearing Adidas, and she was like, here, let's go get some tennis shoes.
Some Adidas.
They weren't the Adidas. They were the 4 stripes. No. So you guys have it wrong. Adidas is actually how you say Adidas.
In where?
Everywhere else but America.
Oh shit.
Everywhere else but America, it is pronounced
So
Adidas.
you got some Adis.
I got an Adi 4 stripe.
Not Adidas.
When everybody else there used to be this jacket. It was a bomber jacket. Okay. The bomber jackets were like maybe $50 or something. So we went and got a jacket that was more like $19. And it had, like, the bomber jacket had, like, this fur, not real fur around it.
Yeah.
Well, it had something, but it wasn't a bomber jacket. It's like, So the thing was, at some point I realized I wanted to keep up with the Joneses.
Yes.
But my mom had different financial responsibilities. So I had to go make my own money.
Yeah.
So around that age, you started doing your own
I
thing.
started chopping down trees. I'd do anything for my aunts, my family, anybody who needed something, I would do. If I didn't know how to do it, maybe my granddaddy Balk would teach me how to do it. Paint, chop, whatever. I'm
make
working.
that extra dollar.
I'm working.
Yeah.
Okay? And then once I realized I could make money, then I started selling. Like, my first hustle was I sold blow pops.
Like lollipops?
Yeah, that's like a blow. It had gum in the middle.
Oh,
blow pop.
Yeah.
Blow
Blow
pop.
pop.
Yeah, you'd suck it down or lick it down, and then there's a gum in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd buy them from a nickel on the way to school to get them to school, send them 15 cents, 25 cents.
So you figured out how to hustle at a young
Oh,
age.
man, I was hustling. I was
You
doing it.
said, I'm not going to get those.
And let me tell you
those
something.
cheap
Everything was
shoes
really
or bomber
every
jacket.
25 cents, okay? Until the 6th graders kind of jacked me one day.
Oh, ooh.
And they didn't actually jack me, but they pressed me. So I told them I'd give them a deal with only 15 cents for them. Okay.
Okay.
And then they became my protectors too. They were my
Okay.
Oh my
So you
God.
made a deal with
You
them.
made
So
Y'all
I made a deal. So that's kind of what started my whole entrepreneurial journey. Okay.
At a young
Now,
age.
You have to also you have to combine that with I'm not lazy. I have no problem working. I work. I'll sweat. I'll do manual labor. I've always had this position where I'll do whatever work pays. If I could make more money cleaning a toilet than I could do doing books, then I'm gonna clean the toilet. It's whatever pays the best. I don't have any passion about my work. I don't care one way or another. I'm not that guy. Okay, I work for money.
So there's never been something where you're like, this is my dream job and this is where you're passionate about?
What I thought was my dream job was accounting. and I went and learned accounting and bookkeeping, and I made plenty of money. But you sit at a desk all day with a ledger, and you don't talk to anybody, and you do like this, and you do like this, and it wasn't any fun. And I made money,
So then
but
you realized that
I
that
realized,
wasn't for
I don't
you.
have a passion for work. I don't like work.
You just
You
do
just
it
like
to
the
make
money
the
that-
money.
Yeah. Now, I don't mind working.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, I understand. I understood this. You're either going to be a hustler, and I mean, you could hustle and make plenty of money, but you might end up going to jail. Okay? Or you're going to work.
So did you ever have to like growing up, was there ever a moment where you were like, okay, I get you hustled lollipops, but where you hustled other things and were like, if I keep doing this, I'm going to go to jail. If I go straight, I'm going to do this. Like, did you have to have that moment with yourself?
Yes, I did. I had to have that moment.
So how old were you then?
I had made a decision that once I hit 18,
You would stop.
I would clean
because
everything up.
that's jail time. That's
Because
not
now-
juvie time.
yeah, exactly.
So-
And that's exactly it. And
Okay.
that was my mentality. Once I hit 18, everything needs to slow way down because I'm not going to jail. I ain't going to jail.
Did you really stop at 18?
No.
Pretty much. well,
Pretty
I
much. What does
started
pretty
doing.
much
I
mean?
stopped doing anything that could be
Bad for
serious.
you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I would still maybe middleman some deals or lightweight stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Still hustling a little bit.
Yeah.
But nothing that could be
To put you in jail.
right.
Okay.
Right.
It's interesting. This is an interesting story
Yeah.
of your
Well,
hustle days.
So, that's kind of. And look, let me tell you something. For all you square people out here, and there's nothing wrong with being square and working hard and doing it that way. But for all you square folks, don't ever be mad at a hustler. Okay? The Kennedys were hustlers.
Okay.
They were the biggest bootleggers in America. They still make money on you talking about you guys know the Kennedys?
Yes, Dad.
Yes.
Well, you guys are a generation behind you. Some some people don't know.
We're
I
educated.
totally got the reference.
Okay, got it.
We're
Okay,
educated, right?
All right. So I don't want you to think that hustling is not the American way. It is definitely the American way. Okay? That's the way they've done it in America. You find a product and you run that product.
Okay, so around 18 is when you realize like you can't, continue to hustle that way.
Well, I
'cause you'll get in a lot of
I
trouble.
need to compliment that with a story. Okay?
Okay.
I was sitting with a friend who was about a year or two older than me. His name is, we called him Shitty. We're at
called him
Shitty's house.
Shitty?
Yeah, we
Okay.
called him. He had a lot of different names.
Were
but
your friends all hustlers?
pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you had no square friends.
I do. I still did. I did, and I still do.
Okay.
Okay, but square. And let me tell you something. They've gone on. They're doctors. They're attorneys. They do well.
Yeah.
And I'll bring that into the fold also.
All right, so we're at Shitty's house, and what
So
happened?
we're at Shitty's house, and I'm probably 16, 17, and we're doing a couple things together, and he starts talking about, Kyle, look, I'm gonna be a gangster, okay? And I'm like, I'm down. Let's go.
You said
'cause-
you
I'm
were
a
down.
gangster too.
yeah.
Okay.
And then he says, and I can remember as clear as day, he's sitting on the bed, he's eating an apple, he's got like this buck knife, and he's cutting pieces out of it, and he's eating the apple, and he says, plain as day, I'm going to be a gangster. And I'm like, oh, yeah, let's go. He said, well, Kyle, to be a true gangster, you got to be willing to kill somebody.
Oh.
I don't think I want to be a gangster anymore.
That's pretty much what I said. Yeah.
Hey, we're
So
done.
what-
We're
how do
done
you
with this
respond to that?
conversation.
Well, I still looked him straight in the eye. I
What'd
kind
you
of looked the way
say?
you were looking at me when I said it. What'd you think? I said, well, no. I mean, in my head, I'm like, no, I'm off the boat.
Nah, I'm good.
What did you say?
I'm
What
on
did
board.
you say? Do you remember what you said to him?
Well, I don't remember what I said, but I know I didn't say, come on, let's go.
Hey, we a gangsters.
I probably, and he probably looked at me like, it's a call. You
I'm
got to
sure
make
he
a
probably
decision.
said with a
Yeah.
straight face
You know.
too.
Now, here's the truth. Here's what's crazy about the story. He went on, and he's a true gangster.
Is he still a gangster to this?
He's
to
in
this
jail
day?
for killing a couple people.
Oh.
Okay, but he
Well,
was
there we
he
have
was
it.
one of the biggest hustlers in L.A. He was running stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we continued to stay friends, and every once in a while we do some things together, but not often.
Yeah.
Because he was doing,
Too
I went to
much.
one of his.
Too
He
much
had a
for
place.
you.
He had a little spot one time, and I went because we were just talking, and we ended up, hanging out for a minute. And I went to his spot, and I'm in his spot, and I reached over. There was a gun sitting there, and I reached over and grabbed the gun. I was just like, "Let me see." And he said, "Kyle, don't do that."
Your
I'm like,
fingerprints are on it now.
No. This guy here,
Shy.
this guy here, this guy here. This guy here, this guy behind me, they're all his bodyguards. And he said, they don't know you.
Oh.
They
So
don't
they
know
don't know
you.
what you about to do.
They don't know what you're about to do.
pop
He
off.
looked at all of them and he said, this is my guy. So I was like, no way would I want to live like that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Not his
Everybody do your own thing.
bodyguards.
I don't care. It was his hench people. It was his protectors.
So is Shitty in jail for like
Yes,
the rest of his life now?
he's never coming out. I don't think he's ever coming out.
Oh, poor
And he's
Shitty.
actually not a bad guy. I mean, well, yeah. yeah, I guess according to who. I guess you're right. Probably
Not a bad guy.
he really. Okay. All right. Well,
Okay, but there is a difference between being a hustler and a gangster.
yes, without a doubt. And I was never a gangster. See, he was talking about
Yes.
being a gangster.
Yes.
A gangster hustler.
No.
He just wanted
no.
to be
Be
a
a
gangster.
gangster.
Yeah, all I want to do was hustle.
Yeah.
You
I'm
just
just
want
trying
that
to find.
money.
I'm trying to find a way to make. Even today, I still hustle. Now I'll go get my job. I have a job, had a career. Okay, but I've always told people you need to have both if you really want to be,
If you want,
financially get a little closer to financially free.
Yeah.
Okay, you can be a doctor and you make plenty of money, but you put a little hustle on that on top. And the hustle doesn't have to be.
Illegal.
Yeah, it doesn't have to. Yeah,
It can just
Hustle
be
is
an
a hustle.
extra.
Here,
Yeah.
I'll give you a good
An
example.
extra thing.
I'll give you a good example. I knew a guy who sold cars. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and he did pretty well at selling cars. But then he also did what used to be called A.L. Williams, insurance policies.
Oh, okay.
Now he didn't do that. He went and got his license and everything. He'd do insurance policies on the side, friends, whatever. But he had that little extra money coming in.
Yeah.
Or let's say you're a teacher and you sell Mary Kay.
Yeah.
On the side. It's
That's
something
your
and something.
hustle.
It's your
It's
hustle.
something and something. Just like, let me tell you guys something right now out there. I'm trying to do this podcast. I hope it jumps off. That's going to be my little hustle.
Yeah.
If I could, and I don't know what kind of income we're looking at. Let's say,
But
if I
it's
could
an
target,
extra,
let's say,
yeah.
$1,000, $2,000.
That's a hustle.
That's a hustle.
Yes. And I don't need much.
Hey, I
my
feel it.
plans in life,
I'm always trying.
give me
I'm
some extra
always-
where I
yeah.
can go. Let's say, do you remember the time we went to see Lauryn Hill?
Yes.
Do you remember where we sat?
Front row.
Do you know how much it cost?
No.
It didn't matter, did it?
No, you said you
Let's
got
go.
it. Yeah.
Now, see, as long as I can do that every once in a while
Right.
and not have to worry about breaking the bank, then let me get my little
and
hustle
me and
on.
my dad have
so,
a selfie with Lauryn Hill
I
from
love
that
that.
night.
so that I could
See?
do what I want to do.
yeah.
Live your
you
life.
work to pay the bills and to be okay. You hustle to get the little extra stuff.
And I think
Yeah.
that's important.
But I think that not everybody has that same mentality.
Well,
And that's what I've learned as an adult now. I see like myself, and I'll say it, I hustle.
you do.
I hustle. I'm not afraid to work. I will be up all night doing something if it's going to make me some money.
You're a chip off the tree, baby.
I'm the same way. I feel like just the way the things I want and the extra things for Parker or whatever for myself,
Yeah.
I need that money. Like whatever, like Shai just said, I'll be up all night. If you want to give me, I'm down. I'll wake up at
you have to
5 in the
be.
morning for you if you want your hair done.
Right.
Whatever
Yeah.
you need,
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
there.
But I've also realized that there's some people I have in my life that don't have that same mentality, that are like, nope, my job is 9 to 5. I'm there from 9 to 5, and that's
Yeah,
it. And I'm
no.
like, okay, cool. Like, if that's what's for you, that's cool. But then when you can't do the extras,
Don't be mad.
don't be mad.
And don't
or
be
look
jelly.
at
me
or the jelly starts to come
Yeah,
out.
don't be
and
jelly.
I'm
a certain
like,
way, yeah.
my
I feel like
ass was
I
up
still need
at-
to hustle more because I feel like I still want to get
You
to
want more.
I want more.
Yeah.
Especially after taking that trip. Like, I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's
see-
the money at?
I see. Me and Zach just had this conversation the other night where sometimes when you start to elevate yourself in your life, friends start to fall off because maybe jealousy or insecurities, or they can't do the same things, and
Yeah.
all that plays a role. Or you see friends start to elevate, and it's like, damn, I want to work harder to get to that. And I was like, you can take 2 routes. You really
Yeah.
can. Which one are you going to take? And the reference was, we went to Vegas for one of our friends' birthdays, and my friend got her husband a private plane to go. And
Ooh,
me
that's
and
fancy.
Zach were like,
Fancy.
this is our first time on a private plane,
Yeah.
We're excited. That shit was cool as fuck. I want to do it again. I'm looking at Zach like, Negro, get up, do something.
Right, go make some money.
Come on. Like, I want to do it again. So
No,
it
it's so
made me
true.
come home, and it motivated me so much to want to work harder, to figure out what my next thing is here. How am I going to put more attention here? This brings a lot of revenue in. Let's do this more. And it made us grind harder. I didn't take the route of like, man, that plane was fucking whack and like fuck them.
Right.
And like, you know,
Like,
like
I'm
salty.
mad.
I can go economy every time. But it
motivated you.
Motivated me
Yeah.
more, and I'm like, okay, I like this. Like
No.
I like these things. And I'm not afraid to say it. Like
No,
I
there's
like
nothing wrong with it.
I feel
like
like
these
I
things.
get that from you, Shy. I admire your hustle and like the things I see, and I'm like, oh, like I admire you and Zach. So the things that I want, I'm like, oh, maybe I need to do this more. Maybe I should take on that. Maybe I should do that. So I would say the same for you as a friend. Like, I'm like, I love your hustle and I admire it.
I appreciate that, because there's some days where I want to lay in the bed.
And
I'm
I know that. And I
started looking around my house and I'm like, this MF got to get paid for somehow. Help.
But it's nice to have those friends in your circle, so you are constantly elevating yourself. Like, oh shit, like I want that for myself. So like you said, so I'm gonna go back home and look at what I need to do.
I swear to God, I was
and what kind of money I need to make and what that looks like.
I was up looking at. I have all these notes on my little thing. I'm up looking at every single thing. Like, okay, how can I make more money? Like, where is it gonna come from? And Zach's looking at me like, what you want me to do? What do you need me to do? This episode is brought to you by Betterhelp. Sometimes in life, we're faced with tough choices and the path forward isn't always clear. I've definitely had this feeling, and I just wasn't sure what to do. I was dealing with decisions around my career, relationship, and everything else. Therapy helps you stay connected on what you really want while you navigate your life, so you can move forward with confidence and excitement. Trusting yourself to make decisions that align with your values is like anything. The more you practice it, the easier it gets. I've gotten onto BetterHelp, and I was able to find somebody that could work with me. It's helpful for learning positive coping skills, how to set boundaries, and it empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma, it's for everyone. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/thinkloud today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/thinkloud. The next best thing to jumping in a pool in your birthday suit midsummer is sitting on your Hello Tushy bidet. This butt blaster instantly cools and cleans your body's biggest heat zone without requiring you to hop in the shower. The climate between your cheeks is about to get capital M, muggy swamp ass, plus dried TP don't mix, resulting in shreds of toilet paper all up your business. Avoid that sticky switch by switching to Hello Tushy bidet. My husband and I just installed our Hello Tushy a few weeks ago, and we absolutely love it. Hello Tushy bidet cleans your bum 2 times better than wiping and prevents poo particles from spreading to your hands and everything you touch. Your Hello Tushy bidet washes your bum with fresh water for a way better clean than toilet paper. Simply spray and pat dry. Attaches to your existing toilet, no electrician or plumber is needed. Install is less than 8 minutes and cuts down your toilet paper use by 80%, saving more money and paper waste. Make the restroom your best room with the complete Tushy system, including the Tushy bidet attachment, ottoman, toilet brush, and Tushy stand and tissues. It attaches to your existing toilet, it requires no electricity or additional plumbing, and it cuts toilet paper by 80%. Hello Tushy bidet pays for itself within months. Every Hello Tushy bidet attachment comes with a 60-day risk guarantee and 12-month warranty. With over 100,000 5-star reviews, see why millions of people already love Hello Tushy. Go to hellotushy.com/TLC and use promo code TLC to get 10% off plus free shipping of your first bidet order. That's hellotushy.com/TLC for 10% off. Okay, back to you, Dad. So let's go forward some years.
Okay, so let's see. We went from the blow pops to
To hustle, to
not
the
wanna be
teenage
a gangster.
hustler, to not gonna be a gangster.
Yep.
So now, what my
What are you
option
gonna do?
is?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta go to work. You
Yeah.
gotta get a 9 to 5. You gotta be a square.
What was
Okay.
your first
What was-
9 to 5?
And how old were you?
My first 9 to 5 was it was a great job. Working in Santa Monica. I worked in an Italian kitchen.
Oh,
A
cute.
pizza place.
Okay.
I was bussing
In
dishes.
Santa Monica. I love that.
I started off busboy.
Yeah.
Dishwasher.
Yeah.
The back of the
Okay.
house dishwasher. Okay? But when I got moved to
He looks excited.
Why do you look so excited?
wait, when I got moved to deliveries,
Oh, okay.
What did that
since
do?
I'm like 16, 17,
And
just
you were
started
cute.
driving. That was all right.
You were
Yeah, it
cute.
was all right.
All right.
Now I'm delivering. And for those of you that are in Middle America, Santa Monica, California is where it was.
Mm-hmm.
Is a great spot. You've heard everybody say this.
Were you in
Yeah.
like the poppin' place, like Santa Monica, or
Well,
like it was happening?
Well, this is before Santa Monica was before the promenade and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. But I was doing home deliveries.
So you were
So,
making good tips.
I was making good tips. I saw some things I thought I'd never see.
Oh.
Were you delivering
what kind
more
of
than
things
pizzas?
did you see?
No, I was just delivering pizza.
What kind of things are we
But the
seeing?
tips were more than tips. The tips were all kind of stuff. I mean,
Oh.
I had people answering the door, with just a robe on. I mean, an open robe, with nice
Yeah.
looks. You know.
I keep getting that one.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to.
You said with nice,
Yeah. I forgot this is a podcast, so let me be a little more descriptive. There'd be half naked women opening the door, and I'm
you
16.
at 16,
I'm
you
16.
said,
I'm like,
hey,
I'm loving
lady.
it. And I'd get. Santa Monica is also financially, it was a
area.
good area.
Yeah.
So the tips were very good, and it's a liberal area.
Were these naked
So-
women
so sometimes-
seducing you?
No.
Okay.
It never, nothing ever turned into a sex trip. So
A sex
you
trade?
get
You'd say?
you'd get like, you guys use the word now, microdosing.
Yeah, like
You get
shrooms.
microdose samples and things like that.
Oh.
So it's just all kind of stuff going
So you
on.
were getting all
shit.
type of tips.
It was all kind of stuff going on. Yeah, it was a great time.
Okay.
For a young guy who's
Yeah.
who's
That was
you're not
a good-
scared,
that was a
who's moving to
good-
the
yeah.
city. So did that, okay, and then there was a summer I remember. I went and worked for like the Dolphin Club, where we're watching little boys and girls.
Watching?
We're the Dolphin Club, like a YMCA.
Oh,
You said watching or
wait,
washing?
I thought you said washing little
No,
boys and girls.
watching.
And I'm like,
watching.
Dad.
No, watching, babysitting.
Don't tell on
Literally?
yourself.
No.
But I thought
You
this
gotta-
was like washing boys and girls.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, leave that one out.
Well, no, I'm getting to that though too. That's gonna come too.
What?
Watch, but it's very straight. It's very good.
What?
So
Okay.
I'm gonna get to the point where I was washing, but they weren't little boys and girls.
Okay, who were
Okay,
you watching?
I was washing. Well, I did the summer camp. Okay, me and some people who were still friends to this day. Okay, it was a great experience. And then, so now I'm in the work. I'm starting to learn how to work.
Yes.
I'm still a teenager, but I'm
9
getting
to
jobs.
5.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to understand. And at one time, I thought
Building a
$5.
resume.
If I got $5 an hour, that's
was
so
good.
much money.
Yeah.
I can make $50 in 10 hours.
Yes.
I'd count it down.
Yeah.
I'd take it out to how many I'm making, 500, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. Oh, man, I had a piggy bank. I've always had money. My piggy bank's always been good.
Got it.
It's always been good. Since that time I sold blow pops, I've never been broke. Okay? Never been broke. I ain't never been rich, but never been broke. So,
After the camp, what happened
after the camp. So then now there's another summer. Pixie. Me and Pixie go and work for this company. It was John Kelly. A guy named John Kelly used to have a school for autistic kids. Okay? So we would go in on Friday night, and we would take the kids from school to their home, and we had about 7 or 8 boys that
Okay.
were about in their middle 20s.
Okay.
Okay? And we would watch them Friday, Saturday, Sunday, get them ready for school on Monday.
Were there-
Wow.
It was you guys by themselves with
Me
them?
and Pixie and the about 8 boys.
Okay, so then
Okay.
that's where the washing
Yeah.
Yes.
We'd walk because we'd
Get
have to wash them. We'd
yeah.
cook. We'd take them to the park. We did
That's
everything.
pretty cool.
That was very good.
I feel like that takes a lot of patience.
It does take a lot of
patience
and it made me a very centered person. It really got me.
It
got me
different.
way out of the. No, I can't say out of the hustle mode because at the time, because again that was
You were still
Friday,
hustling?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
You had to do something.
Okay, Monday I was finished. I had another job. I can't remember what it was, and I was still hustling.
Okay.
That's when I was really
So
making
you
money.
just you were like bam bam.
I was making so much money I didn't have time to spend money.
Well, that's.
I had
You were
enough.
just
I had
stacking
enough.
up.
I had enough money. I could buy a T-bill, a 10. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot.
A what bill?
now.
A what?
It's called a treasury bill. $10,000. It's you give them $10,000. They give you
Like a
and
bond?
It's like
Oh,
it's like an
yeah.
investment.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I was either 16 or 17. I was so damn proud of myself.
Oh, and you
Shit,
did
I
that
would
for
be
yourself.
proud of myself.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
16
Yeah.
or 17, I don't think I had $2 to my name.
And that's about the time your mom met me, and she said, "I'm gonna marry him because he's gonna always have money."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
She
what she
made
said.
a good-
She said that. She's
she
told
was
me
I mean,
before.
one
smart
thing
woman.
that I would say that Mom and I always agree on when it comes to Dad is he can hustle. Like he will
He's gonna
never
have money.
He will never be broke, and he will never let you go hungry. Like that's one thing that I know from
And
him.
I tell you that the one time when I didn't have a lot of money, I had. And this was when I was in college because this is now I've already done the work, the pizza shop and the summer jobs and all that. Now I got to go to do real work. So to do real work, let me get a bit of an education so I'm not on the bottom of the pay scale. Let me get my education level up so I can demand more money.
Right.
Okay? So now when I'm in college, actually I'm still hustling a little bit, but again, it's very minimal at this point. It was helping me to get through to pay the tuitions and all that though. But it was minimized, nothing big. And then this is a little side note, great story. So I'm in college, right? We're in the dorm, and I'm making money on people I'm living with. College students.
Yeah.
There was one guy.
So you're making money off of your college friends?
Yes.
Okay.
This one guy wouldn't pay me. I hung his ass out the window in a 2-story window.
Oh my God, Dad.
We're friends now.
How are you
And
friends
he's-
now?
Well, we are. You know, I mean, it don't happen.
now.
You're okay.
Yeah,
I just hung him out the window.
It was, it's young. You're young and you do dumb stuff. But it was, it was a fun time. So anyway, now I'm in college and I'm really, and it actually got to a point where I put the hustle down. Just because college was a little bit demanding for me because,
We're a little slow.
we try real hard. We can catch up.
Try
But
real hard.
We have to put in effort.
it takes us a little
Yes,
bit more
we have-
time to
we
get
have-
to the answer.
Right. But we do get to the answer. We find a way. So I had to really focus and kind of do that. And at that, so I'd lose my hustle, and I'm not. Am I working? Let me back up. I'm not working.
You weren't working in college?
I'm still hustling. But remember, I told you it takes two.
Yeah.
You got to have both
Yeah.
of them.
Right.
Okay. So I'm still hustling a little bit, but I'm not working, so I don't have the. And again, I brought the hustle way down to a minimal. So there's times I didn't have money, but I had good friends, and they let me go for the ride.
I think that's important too.
That is
and
important.
And
some of
it
these
gets-
people, Doc John, Eric, Tony B. There was
Yeah.
time I didn't have nickels. There was times I didn't have nickels to run together. And Tony B would come in and come on.
Yeah.
And they talked
Yeah.
about me so bad because the time when I did have money, I wasn't sharing.
You weren't putting people on?
I had to learn that lesson.
So you weren't like, come on.
Well, I'm
I got
happy
you.
that they didn't dog you
You're right, and
and
they
say, nah, you got to stay back. And
Yeah.
at least they
Yeah.
dogged you and said, come on.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. But what I did learn from that is you really need to pick your game up. Because I wanted to be able to do the things that they do.
Yeah.
Because we were all having fun. And I didn't want to be on anybody's coattail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I still started really working and working to make money. And I worked for Eric for a while. That's when I went to Church's out of college.
Church's is a fast food
Church's
place.
Chicken, yeah. Church's Chicken and Popeye's Chicken, which is national brands. I had friends. So what happened is out of high school, I go to Weber State College to play basketball. Same time, I'm a freshman. Magic Johnson's a senior. He's doing things I can't do. So I'm like, okay, basketball's over. I mean, it's over.
You called the shot for yourself. You said, yeah.
And I mean, look, there's only so much time in the day. So you have, you got to have study time. Mm-hmm. You got to make some money because I didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth. Mm-hmm. So study time, I'm sorry. You got to have study time. You got to make some money. I'm that person. I got to have a social life. And then you need a time for basketball. And I couldn't do it all.
Yeah.
So basketball got to go. Which lets me social time,
Hustle time.
study time.
Yeah.
Okay? So now I come back from Weaver State because I'm not going to live in Utah. Too damn cold. You know? I'm coming back to the Sunshine State. You know, something my stepfather told me. He said when he left, he said, you know, there's a couple things when you go to college. He said, yes, it's the stuff that you learn, but it's also the people that you meet.
Yeah.
And unless you planning on rerouting and living in Utah, all those connections that you have there are going to be lost.
Yeah.
So if you plan on living in Southern California, you need to come back and finish your deal in Southern California. So that's what I did. I heard what he said, and I came back. Went to Santa Monica City College, got on the dean's list, got on good graces with one of my professors. He said, man, I can get you an SC. You want to go? I said, well, I'm going to try to go to UCLA. And he said, that's not a good choice. He said, well, that's a good school, too. And then I tried, and they said, no, you're not smart enough for UCLA. So then I went back to him and said, Dr. Barkley?
Can I go back? Can I come with you?
And at the time, Raphael was at SC. So he said, come on, let's go. So I ended up at SC. Now, what happened is all the folks that I knew were graduating.
Oh.
I was still 6-8 units short and running out of money. And I think Kyle came along. So I'm like, okay, I'm done. I've took all I can take from this school. My friends are all
You were
gone
done with
SC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I never actually graduated, but I got a good education from them.
You were close.
I was close, and I got great business, marketing, accounting,
Oh, wow.
all that
Yeah.
under the belt. Okay, merchandising, all that knowledge from professors, all that kind.
So you got
great,
the knowledge that
great
you
stuff,
needed.
great stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
So I go to work for one of the guys I went to school with, Eric, Mr. Eric Holliman. His dad had a Church's Chicken franchise. So I started off working in a grease pit in a fast food, and I was no problem because remember I started off at the pizza place, mopping floors and all that, so no problem. And I told you I don't have a problem with work, and he was paying the best at the time, so I went in there and I outperformed all the other managers. Because again, I don't have a problem with working. I'm smart. I'm gonna make you some money. I was making him plenty of money. He said, "Man, look, I need you to do more than one store." So I don't know if he gave me 3 stores first. I think he did. He gave me 3 stores. Then he gave me to manage. Then he said, "No, be an area manager. Take over 6 stores, 9 stores."
Wow.
And then I got a Popeyes over here. I want you to take that store too.
So you were managing a bunch of stores.
Yeah. Time I finished, I was
was-
managing I think 9 stores.
And this is after, sorry, I'm just trying to get the story. This is after you left SC.
This is after I left SC. Yes.
And then you're like, let me just go ahead, make money.
Because by this time you had Kyle.
Yeah. Kyle's in. Kyle's in the yes.
So then you're like, hustle mode.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
have a kid.
And then
I need to provide.
And then I get this one. Then she comes. So now I got 2.
So how old were you after?
I'm 32. How you were born in what year?
91.
In 91,
She was
I'm
born in
31 years
89.
old. I'm
Okay.
31 in
By
91.
the time I came, yeah.
The time?
Yeah. So, now I'm working every day.
So when did you stop working for churches and
Okay, so this is what happened. Me and your mom took either you or Kyle to a Chuck E. Cheese birthday party.
Okay.
We had never been to Chuck E. Cheese before. I went in there and just my business
Mm-hmm.
between you and your mom, I'm just like ching 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 ching.
Holy shit!
It's quarters going on everywhere.
Right.
And by this time I understand food costs.
Yeah, and
labor
back
costs.
then there weren't other, like, now there's all these things you can take
Yeah.
your kids to. Back then,
It's just probably
I
just,
feel like it was just Chuck E. Cheese
Cheese
and, like, of course, like, Disneyland, but really there was no...
Yeah.
we
I
have
don't think there. Yeah,
Kids
there's so
World
many
and
other
Kids
ones.
Space and Kid
They
Empire.
had McDonald's Play Space.
Yeah,
Which
right.
didn't compare.
Which
to a
didn't
Chuck E.
compare,
Cheese.
but was
'Cause
low-key
again,
still popping.
I had never been to Chuck E. Cheese.
And that is
I'm like,
ching.
I'm like, oh my
Because
God.
has
It's a bunch
My
of money.
hustle brain went into high gear.
Because
Me
you've
and
been
your
in the
mom
food
talked
market.
and we said, let's do this concept.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually had a business plan. We had characters. We kind of had it all
dope.
drawn up.
Yeah.
And the last step was, let me go work for Chuck E. Cheese.
To figure out how it works.
To really
see how
understand
it
a little
works.
bit, another layer.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to go work for him for 6 months and then
Just
do our thing.
I'm like, oh,
So
got
what
it, got
happened?
it.
You worked for him and then...
I worked for him But again, like I said, when I was at churches, I outperformed my managers. The same thing happened when I went to Chucky. They gave me a store that they thought was a troubled store. They called it a troubled store.
Okay.
I said, that shit gave me.
So you really did go in there.
I went in there and cleaned it up and made it one of the best stores in the nation.
Where was this, Chuck E. Cheese?
In Carson, California.
Nice.
It wasn't the best in the nation. At the time, they were national.
Yeah.
But it was a trouble store. It was way down. The sales were depressed. I brought it back up. It got in the top 10, 15, something like that.
You brought it.
So at what point did you guys realize
and this is
that
what
your
happened.
business plan?
And well, this is what happened. So now I have both of you.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think at the time, Margaret was still in school doing court reporting training. She was trying to get her certificate in that. Okay. So it's not like I could just take a break and stop. And then what happened was, after a year, or it was 9 months, I did an evaluation with my area manager at the time. And he said, and I said, look, I need to make some more money, because I took a pay cut when I went to work for him.
Mm-hmm.
I left like $15,000 on the table. And I told him this. I said, look, I need to make some of that money back. I need to make at least, I'm thinking in my head, at least another $7,000 next year. He said, Kyle, if you do the same thing you did this year, next year, you'd probably make about $20,000 more.
Oh.
And I did. And I made the $20,000 more.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of stuck.
Yeah, just to keep going.
Yeah, I was kind of stuck. And every year I made more money there.
Right.
Until I didn't make any more money there, and then I quit.
You're like, this no longer.
Yeah. I mean, it got to the point where I had an interview with my district manager, and I said, look, my annual evaluation, I want more money. I mean, because I was producing. I always had good numbers, good sales, could always grow up. Money would flow down to the bottom line, because I'd learned how to manage the food cost, the labor, the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I learned how to make money through all these different ventures, okay? But it got to the point, he said, Kyle, I can't pay you anymore. You're making as much as some of the area managers. And I said, that's not really my concern. I mean, I don't know anything about that. Yeah. And he couldn't make me an area manager because I didn't follow the corporate mold. Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't real good at making notes and writing plans and all that. I knew how to do it. I know how to do the damn thing.
Yeah.
You're a hands-on type of person.
I'm a hands-on. Again, because I don't care about work. I don't want to work. But now, at the time, though, I'm missing out on you.
Yeah.
Because you guys are now doing all your stuff on the weekends, all your recitals and ballets and cheerleading and da-da-da-da-da. Well, weekends, that's when you got to show up as a manager or as a general manager. So I'm missing stuff. And at the same time, we had started Image Quest.
Which was your Image Quest is the business that everyone always asks now. What's the family business?
Okay.
What's the family business?
The way Image Quest started.
How did that happen?
The way Image Quest started is Mama Sunshine has an older sister. Okay. We're just call her the Black Swan. So the Black Swan comes along and says, she's working downtown Los Angeles right now for a company. She says, hey guys, I have a great business idea. And it's reprographics. So basically works at a law firm. Mm-hmm. And within a law firm, there's a lot of copies that are generated for briefs, depositions, all that stuff. Yeah. Got to send the clerk, got to send the judge, got to send opposing counsel, books this way, boxes this way, paper. Mm-hmm. So she tells us about this, and we're trying to find something also.
That's yours.
Yeah. So we put some money together. She didn't have any money. She had the idea. She had the know-how. We put some money together, and let's do Image Quest. So we started Image Quest. And for a minute, it was okay. No, it was always a struggle because it was a new business, but we were getting business.
So, did you guys have, when you first started, did you have, a place you did it at?
We got a place downtown. We got a warehouse. I went and did a deal with Xerox where we leased the machines. Okay.
Like a copy machine. Mm-hmm. So picture it like an upscale version and a smaller version of like a Kinko's, but where you're dealing with law firms, so a lot of things are confidential and a lot of shredding, a lot of
and it's not really public.
It's not public.
It's not open
it's not like you can walk in and say, hey, can you give me one copy of this paper? It's not like that.
You would have to
You'd have to pitch yourself to
Well,
like law
we were
firms.
selling ourselves to law firms that we knew.
Okay, that's what I was
were
going to
doing
ask.
a
How
lot of
did you guys
litigation.
get your clientele? You would pitch
Well,
it to
initially,
people?
it was yes, we pitch it. Susan would pitch it.
The
okay?
Black Swan.
The Black Swan.
Okay.
Well, what happened is eventually she, who put no investment money into the company,
Okay.
started thinking that she was deserving of more than she was getting. And believe me, I wasn't making money at this point. Margie wasn't making money at this point.
'Cause you guys are
it
just
was,
starting.
It was all back into the business.
Right.
Yeah.
So there was a point where we were like, well, we're not getting paid. So then we started calling to find out why these companies weren't paying. And they say, no, we wrote you a check. The check's been cashed. Boom, boom, boom. And so, okay. So then upon further investigation, we found out that the Black Swan had gone and opened up another checking account using the same name and taking our checks, putting it in her account, and just not telling us about it. So basically, she felt that she was more deserving than everyone else, and she'd steal the money.
So I just want to take a break or pause because I feel like you made a few points that in entrepreneurship, people
are going to ask.
People are going to ask. So one thing that I've learned about being an entrepreneur is, let's say you have a big idea that this is your idea, you want to do this business, and you're trying to figure out how to do this idea. I've learned that for myself, you still have to have something that pays your bills.
Right.
So
You do.
you need to keep something that pays your bills, whether that's, being a busboy or a waitress.
So you still need that
You
second
still need
hustle.
that first hustle that pays
first,
your
right,
bills,
right.
And then on the side, you can be building your business out, your business plan, your marketing plan, how you're gonna fund it, how are you
Thank
gonna
you.
start it. So it's like everyone always asks me, what do I do? What do I do? How do I start? And I'm like, you start by getting a job, a regular job.
You have to have that
you
income.
have to have that income.
Because if you don't have that
Because
income,
then how are you going to pay
What
for
are you gonna
A,
do?
B, and C when you need?
Exactly.
Yes.
And then also realize that within starting a business, a lot of times you're not going to see a return for a long
that's
time.
right. That's right.
So if you want to start a business, please know, okay, let's say you want to start an online boutique and you just spend $3,000 on Alibaba or AliExpress and you
Yes,
get
Alibaba
all
and
these,
you have
all
other
these
product.
products, you throw it up on a website, and then you put it up and maybe you get 5 sales. Okay, next day you get 2 sales. Next day you get 10 sales. All that money is coming back, but it's going to take you a minute till you make back that $3,000, and then
that
you
you bought
realize
for those clothes.
that you bought for those clothes, and then you're going to realize
you need to use
now
that money
you
to
need
buy
to
more
use
inventory.
that money to go back into your inventory, and you're sitting there like, I haven't made any money, but I've made money. Where's my money? It's like
when you say going back into your inventory, back to buying
Think
Think
buying
about
back more
how,
product.
how
More
clothes come
product,
out. That's fall, that's summer, that's pre-fall, that's pre-summer, that's after summer
So you
clothes.
need to keep
You have to
restocking
keep
those clothes.
restocking.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
have to keep restocking. So you're constantly putting money back into your business.
And let me tell you something. When you're not putting money back into your business,
That's
Your
when your
business
business
fails.
fails.
that's what you call mismanagement of business. And
And
that's why
doesn't
most
it
of them
cost-
fail.
So when you're doing your business plan and things like that, do you seek out people to help you write? Like, I know you write
You
your
can.
own business
You
plan.
can.
And maybe have someone look over it or seek out somebody who already has a business.
So nowadays, you can Google business plans.
Mm-hmm.
You can Google business plans for starting an online boutique,
Mm-hmm.
business plans for opening a franchise, business plans. You just Google it, and they will have prompted business plans for you. There's companies that you can even pay a monthly fee that will help you do a business plan. There's even companies where you can sign up and you can pitch a business plan, and they'll offer funding.
Yes.
Okay.
There's so many different
Now,
ways.
there's also the SBA, Small Business Administration, in
Uh-huh.
every county in America, okay, that'll help you, that have free or low cost consultations
Mm-hmm.
to help you put it together, okay?
There's a lot of resources.
There's a lot of
out
resources.
there.
There's grants.
Yeah.
You can apply for grants to start a business. There's grants all over the place in all different type of fields. Right now, I think it's Gina that has
Vera?
the one that starts with the A,
Aveeno?
Aveeno. I think they have a grant out right now for small businesses that want to start something within the beauty world.
Oh,
so
wow.
you just have
have to do your researching.
your
Research.
research. It's so much research that goes into it. And I was talking on my Snapchat today, asking people what's things they want to know with entrepreneurship. A lot of people are like, "How do I even start?"
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'd say the way you start is decide what idea you want to pursue,
Yeah.
okay? Now, but don't be First, I think about this, so I want to just do a commercial real quick
Okay.
for McDonald's, okay? Because what's the difference between McDonald's and Church's Chicken in terms of an employee going in and working?
I don't think there's a difference.
There's not one. But what are all the I ain't working for McDonald's, I ain't going working for minimum wage. You heard all that, right?
Yeah.
I can't do that. I fed my family.
Yeah.
Well,
I would say that
fed my family, but here's the deal, though.
I think a lot of people have different.
They have that idea of like working for a fast food company is like not cool,
lowering themselves or making them look. It's like an image for them,
and that's why I'm trying to run a commercial for them, because you can do it by those avenues. You can go to Target, you can go to McDonald's, but you have to go with the attitude of outperforming everybody else,
right?
Your other working peers, so that you get noticed, or so that you can go and say, I need more money.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you can say that because you've done more than they have, or that you've showed them either through your customer service or your sales or your work ethic or you're getting there on time or being there sharp, that you are deserving. Because companies they are begging, crying for a good employee.
Right.
Okay?
To show
and when you are there and not falling into the ain't nobody watching, so I ain't doing nothing.
Right. Yeah. Or just having a bad attitude at work.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And there's some like fast food companies that pay above minimum wage and that have great benefits.
Right.
In-N-Out.
I would totally.
I would go and work for In-N-Out.
Hey.
Yeah.
If I was not where I'm at, In-N-Out has good ass benefits.
Yeah,
okay.
I
heard they're paying bank.
Yeah.
I heard that Chick-fil-A has great benefits.
Yeah.
So it's like
a lot of people,
what everyone else is saying, go and get your job.
If you need that extra, go do it.
I don't want people to be stuck on all the hype that you cannot do it, or there's so many people that walk in and they just automatically want to be the big time.
Yeah.
They want to be the manager and don't know shit about it.
Yeah.
Right.
They want to get paid like they've been doing it for years and haven't learned it yet.
Mm-hmm. So you have to put the work in.
You have to
put the work in.
At least that's the way I learned it. I put the work in, I got paid. But I put the work in.
Yeah.
So for some people, let's say I put the work in, I have my job, I'm trying to build my brand, and it's still not working. At what point am I supposed to just say, all right, maybe this is a business plan that's not going to fail, or that's failing?
Let's back up first a little bit, because you talked about some good things. You talked about ways to get help with your business plan, okay? But you as the entrepreneur, there's a couple things you have to understand. You are the first one in, you're the last one out.
So you're working
harder.
nonstop.
If you're not working harder than everybody else, let's say you're just a family.
Yeah.
And I decide to do you're still working, I decide to do it, and I'm working too, but not working as good as you. Okay? If I'm not up earlier than you and staying up later than you, then probably it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Because you have to put in work. It is not like you snap your fingers and become a business person and you just make your money. It just doesn't happen that way. Even you as a cosmetologist had to build your clientele up, right? Okay.
Yes.
And learn how to manage your products. Which products how much money do I make when I do this? Or I don't want to use this product because cuts into my profit margin and things like that. And I don't want to rent a chair. I can buy a chair, or I can, get my own, there's a lot of decisions that go into different things. And you have to always have your thinking cap on. But if you are not willing to outwork people and you just think, oh, I'm the owner and I should just get paid, or I should just make it.
It's so true.
Oh, but I know some people that have that mentality.
It's even, like you said, as a hairstylist, I'm constantly, people are like, how are you doing? Like, some days I will go on a shoot early in the morning and I have to think, like, I could do this in the morning and then come to the salon and do that. So I always have to constantly push myself and remind myself, like, you're losing money if you're not going to push yourself and come to do both jobs.
Yeah.
You're not, then I'm just being lazy.
Yeah. So now, back to the entrepreneur, back to the business itself. Mm-hmm. Once you go out and you hit these people, SBA grants, for tutorials, for counseling, because if you don't know how to do it, you need help, somebody to teach you how to do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you should do. I'd say the biggest part of a business, if you really want your business to be successful, is you've got to learn how to do a budget. Okay? If you're not doing a budget, then you're kind of winging it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, that's the one thing that I really learned in both academia and practical experience is the budget. And that's when you're saying, this is what I'm projecting my sales to be this, and my labor is going to be this, and my rent's this, and my phone is this, and my insurance is this,
part of your
and my
business
product
plan?
is this, and my food cost is this, and my cost of goods sales is this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and fire and phone, and da-da-da, and car and insurance, and this is what I end up making. Oh, shit. It's negative 700.
Yeah.
Okay, so then let's go back and make some adjustments.
Right.
Let's think about this. I can't change insurance. I could maybe change rent, maybe do it out of my home instead of renting a place. I could certainly change labor, and labor is usually one of your highest expenses. Now, how do you change labor? You get in there and you become the labor.
Yeah.
Your labor is free.
Right. A lot of people always ask me that, like, why don't you hire somebody, like hire an assistant?
Because that takes
And I'm
money out of my
like,
pocket.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm
right.
like, I have a built-in assistant. Zach,
Right, yeah, there you go.
help.
Hey, look, and when Ryder gets old enough,
Right.
she's going to be the
Hey,
next
I'm
assistant.
like, I
and when
give
Ace
it-
gets a little older,
I'm like, and because it costs.
let me tell you something. One of the first things we did when we started Image Quest, there was a job we got. You know who did the job? Auntie Marlene, Auntie Marilyn, Pop. We were all over I
Everyone
forgot what
was
we were
in.
doing. We were all
Everybody.
folding and
Yeah.
cutting or something.
Yeah.
I remember. But you bring family in,
Yeah.
and have them help you as much as possible, depending on the level of professionalism or,
Yeah.
where
Right,
your
what
business
it
is.
is.
But yeah, if you can bring family in to help you get through tough times, particularly your older family who doesn't need the money.
Who just want to
Who
see
just
you
want to
succeed.
see
One who
yeah.
wants to see you
Who just
succeed.
wants to help.
Yes.
I
you
like
get in
that,
there-
yeah.
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 So what if someone says, I'm an entrepreneur, what's the best advice you could give me? What would it be? I want to be an entrepreneur. What's the best advice you can give me?
Go get a job first.
All right.
I like that.
Go get a job first. So you
Job
don't have to worry
first.
about the small stuff. I mean, and then look, believe me, I saw advantages and disadvantages of being an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur, again, I'm the first to get there, last to leave. Okay? Where my friends who work for other people, they have Friday, Saturday off. Saturday, Sunday
I think
off.
that's another important
They-
thing
they
to
have-
highlight.
yeah.
Like, be the first one there and last to leave.
Yeah.
I think that's super
If you don't
important.
if you don't at the very least don't have that mentality, you don't have the right mentality. You think you're deserving, or you think that it's just going to come. Okay? But if you are willing to do everything that you're asking your people to do, it's going to pay off. But the reason I say go get a job because it's just easier.
Yeah.
And some people need easier. They're not ready for the challenge. Look, there's benefits when you work for corporate America. You get health insurance, 401k, 401k plan. Set hours. You're off on Saturday, it's Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, as an entrepreneur,
You don't have any
you
of
don't
that.
have any of that.
no.
So you really have to make sure that you're covering yourself. For example, I don't have a 401k.
Yeah.
And I have to make sure that while I like all these things, I like the lifestyle, I need to make sure that I'm not trying to still get on a reality show at 65
Right.
to pay my bills.
And that's the
So I
same-
have to
yeah.
set up other accounts
Yeah.
where you're putting away a retirement money where all my girlfriends are like, pull it out your 401k. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't have
I don't got
that.
that.
Right.
I don't got
We don't
that.
have
man.
health insurance. and
Exactly. I was
things
just
like
about
that.
to say health
So, for
insurance
some-
and other things
for
like
some
that.
folks-
It's not given in my business plan at all.
Yeah. So for some folks that don't have that mentality of really working hard, it's probably best they get a job. Get a job. But again, if you ask me, the first thing I do is say, get a job.
Yeah.
Get a job that's going to handle the bread and butter of your living. Now you have time to go figure out your entrepreneurial avenue.
And you work what you
Okay.
want, what your passion job is. You work it
Well,
while
so
you're
saying
working.
if you want to work for passion, fine.
No, I'm saying you can get a job that pays your bills while working your
For
passion job, which is whatever your entrepreneurial job is.
Okay.
And I do think a lot, with some of the comments I saw a lot where, well, it's like social media has changed the entrepreneur world.
Oh, it has.
And it has 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Most
I feel like-
definitely.
There's pros and cons to it. You can market yourself for free on social media.
Mhm.
You can. You can boost your posts. That costs money, but boosting your posts
Helps.
will help your demographic go larger. And social media, also a con to me, has oversaturated markets. So let's say before there was not that many clothing places that you couldn't find. Now
There's so
I'm
many.
gonna talk about jeans, and I'm gonna see about 15 jean ads from 15 different places that will come up on my phone. So that's a con. If I have a small boutique, it's so saturated now. It is. But at the same time, you can market yourself for free on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube all day long.
All those become your websites.
Yeah.
All day. You can put stuff out all day, and that doesn't cost anything. You can go on Canva and go on the free side. You click the little thing and just fill in all your information, and it's flyers. You can just put those up all day. You could take an iPhone pic is just as good as a professional camera. Take a product picture of that. So there's so much that you can do with social media where you can take it and use it to your advantage. Of course, there's cons to it. People can comment nasty shit, delete it.
Don't look at
People
it.
comment and say, I didn't get my order. Your order's coming. So I think there are cons to it, but I feel like there's way more pros as a business owner than there are cons. You just have to work it, but then again, that takes time and energy, and are you willing to put in the time and energy behind what you want? But I think that that's the best advice that anyone could take from what you're saying, and I feel like there's pros and cons to anything in life. There's pros and cons to being an entrepreneur. There's pros and cons to working a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I agree.
Now, I think eventually, for me, for my personality, entrepreneurship is the best avenue. Because I could find a way to the things that I miss out on being an employee. Let me say it like this: the benefit for me of once you put the work in and you start to be your company profitable, then you start to understand. There's a certain amount of flexibility and freedoms that you have. You don't have an owner. You don't have a boss. It's worked out probably best. Our company could be so much better. Oh, but it fights some of the same pitfalls that a lot of companies go through. And this is, management issues. It's a difficult...
Management, I feel like rebranding, growing with the times.
Yes, changing technology, yes, without a doubt.
Like what ImageQuest was 25 years ago.
It can't still
be what it is today because digital has changed so much.
Yeah.
So that's another thing within everything your business. You have to change as time changes. But
and if I was younger, and still had fight,
you would do with the change.
Oh yeah, I there was times I would do it all by myself. I wouldn't worry about anybody else. But at this point, I'm 60 plus. I'm cool.
60 plus is wild.
60 plus is wild. Now here's what's when I was a little younger than you though, I thought at 65 I'd be ready to die. Not to say I thought I'd be dead.
Die.
Yeah.
But I just thought life was over at 65.
Yeah.
What do I want to do at 65?
Right.
But it's changed now. I guess longevity is.
65 is like the new 40.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
All right, guys. Every week we end our episode, Dad, as you know, with either
a WTF moment.
WTF moment,
yes,
or you can give advice.
Yeah, because I really don't have. I've told you before, I don't really have WTF moments.
Do you have any advice?
Oh, actually, I do.
What's your WTF?
I had one yesterday.
Okay, what did you do yesterday?
Something, and this is tied into business.
All right.
So, as you guys know or may not know, me and Mama Sunshine share ImageQuest.
Okay.
Right? But we have kind of two different divisions. She'd work one, I'd work one. That way we stay out of each other's hair, and everything is peaceful that way. Well, as of late, it's been kind of mishmashed across a little bit. So I thought I saw something yesterday in the emails.
Oh, God. So what did you do?
Oh, I called him. First I called Kyle, because Kyle's name was on the email. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, you're fucking with my chotch. Hands off him. Because what it was a conversation I had started with a client, and then someone jumped in, and I'm like, you're messing with your.
So you called Kyle and went off.
And Kyle was like, no, I didn't go off. I was just, because I did that before I knew I made a mistake, so I tried not to go off. I didn't go off, but she said, yeah, I haven't emailed me in weeks. I don't even know what you're talking about. So I was like, well, maybe her mom.
So then you called her.
I called her, she didn't pick up.
That's the voicemail you left her? Oh. That's the voicemail that you left
That's
her?
the voicemail I left her.
Oh, you blew it, boy.
So wait a minute. So she know I called. She didn't hear the voicemail yet.
Mm-hmm.
So she called and I was asking her and I was like, oh.
Oh.
Well, there's going to be a voicemail.
Wait, so what happened? It wasn't her?
No.
It was
no,
you?
No, it was me. I had misread.
You messed up.
I messed up. I messed
You messed up.
But
And then you messed up on the voicemail.
And I really, the voicemail was
Oh.
that was my WTF
So is your
moment.
tail tucked now?
No, I apologize. Look, I have no problem.
Oh.
I know I make mistakes.
I'm good.
Oh no, I apologize. I said, hey, look, I guess you haven't heard the voicemail yet. And she says, no. Did you want to say something to me? I said, you know what? I want to apologize for the voicemail because I misread
Go ahead and delete
things.
that, please.
Yeah, because you just not even listening. Just go ahead and delete it.
Oh, you
Go ahead and
know. Now
press
you
delete.
know for a fact she listened.
Oh, yeah, she did. She did. And
Did
was
she
like,
have something to say back?
She didn't call me back and cuss me out or anything.
You
but,
know she
but I mean,
listened.
but no, she even got an attitude like that quick. Just to hearing that. I'm apologizing. I apologize. I apologize. Yeah.
I fucked up.
Yeah, I fucked up.
Oh, he is
So-
sitting there like, what the fuck
Yeah,
did I do?
yeah.
All right,
And then I
Shannon.
ended up working till, and again, part of entrepreneurial, I didn't go to bed till 1 o'clock in the morning, talking to the person I should have already talked to that I thought they jumped in and talked to
Yeah.
to get everything squared away. I mean, in an
Well,
email.
there you
I
go.
wasn't
So
talking
yeah,
to
you had a lesson.
He had a lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my, I guess you can call that a WTF moment,
Yeah,
right?
that was definitely a WTF.
Okay.
Do you have one?
I just had a funny situation. I started my steaming and
Started your what?
never
Or
mind.
steaming.
Oh, I thought she said,
A yoni steam.
okay, I thought she said, like,
Semen?
yeah, that's what
No.
she said.
I mean, it's like in the same world.
And I was like,
but
really?
no.
What's that all about?
Yoni steaming. She like sits on a pod and steams her
Steams-
vagina.
Okay, I'm leaving. I don't want to hear about this.
Never mind. I second guessed it.
Well, now I want to know. Is it
You
Okay,
really-
it was just funny. So
You-
I was
wait a
doing.
minute, are
I
you
started.
really-
Yes.
What? Yes.
You know who told her about
Okay,
it?
what, I
Your
know
daughter.
now. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
your
it called?
daughter.
What's-
A yoni
Yoni
steam.
steam.
Yoni?
So I started
let her
it.
tell the
I
story.
started it. And so I was sitting on the pot. I did it on my toilet. Parker walks in.
Oh, you done scarred your kid.
I did. He goes, because he was trying to tell me dinner was ready. And he goes, what are you doing, Mom? And I was like, nothing. He said, why are you just sitting on the toilet?
Steam coming out your legs.
He just was so confused of what I was doing because I had like candles around me and I was just sitting on the toilet and he had closed the door and he came back in. He said, "Are you okay, Mom?" I said, "Yeah, just go ahead, son. Just." I thought it was hilarious because his face was so confused. And so then he ran to my mom and dad said, my mom was sitting on the toilet. I don't know what she was doing, but she was sitting on the toilet.
Why did you light candles to do it?
That's what the
Did you pray over your vagina? All right, anyway. All right. If I had a WTF, it's gone, and it's this moment right here.
Wait a minute.
It keeps being me, your WTF.
I've seen this vagina with glowing glitter
lights, right?
all around it.
Not, I'm seeing this vagina with glowing glitter. Okay, I'm
boy.
done. I don't have a WTF. This is it. I don't have advice. I'm so sorry. But I do have a little announcement. My dad and I have a YouTube channel called Our Unfiltered Kitchen where we would cook, drink, and
Cook
drink some
and
more.
conversate.
And conversation.
Yes, yeah. Put a little more conversation in it.
And we'd have a conversation at the end of it. Everybody gravitated towards the conversations. Some of our meals were a little busted. Some of our drinks apparently were too strong. So whatever, screw you. We're starting a podcast. It'll be out in the next couple weeks. So I want you
so
guys
excited.
to stay tuned. It's gonna be called Unfiltered Kitchen again, because we're still gonna do the same concept.
Yes.
We're still gonna cook. But we're going to do a podcast that's just for those conversations.
Yes.
All of it is going to live on the same YouTube page. So just keep your eyes and
A daddy-daughter
open.
duel.
Can I come be a guest?
Yes.
Yes, you should bring your dad.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
We've started recording, and I just want to say, I listened to our first episode on the way here.
What'd you think?
I cracked up the whole time. You just say some things that are just so out of line.
Really?
Yes. And
Not
I'm
really.
Just like,
You don't know you say things out of line.
And I'm laughing my head off. And I'm just like, I was there for this conversation. Why am I laughing this hard? So I want you guys just to like look out for it. We'll make a big announcement when it's officially like live. But I am really excited for it.
And I really needed to be successful because
That hustle.
this is my hustle.
You said I need that extra money.
This is I'm 60 plus hustle.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in this week to the Think Loud crew. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to tell your crew
About
our crew.
Yeah.
You can follow me at Shy Not Shy.
You can follow me at Pretty Boy Floyd 3 on IG and soon coming to
Ooh.
Snapchat.
Oh, yeah. Follow me on
Okay.
Snapchat because that's my next hustle. And
I'm gonna get my tutor. My tutor's gonna teach me.
I don't got Snapchat, but
You need to get it.
I need to get it. You can follow me at Hair by Shanan C.
And she does great hair.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.